Hello, and welcome back to another amazing episode of Fearless Narratives, Fearless Fridays. I am your host, Courtlyn Jones, and today on our Feel the Fear and Do Anyway moment of my own story, I'm going to talk to you about the time that I got my dream job and ended up quitting it after only 5 months without any plan and no clue what I was going to do. Let's get into it. From a young age, I had a clear vision of my future, to be an artist or designer. I immersed myself in the world of art, spending my childhood and school years drawing, painting, sculpting, and joining every program for art imaginable. When I chose my major for college, it was graphic design, and I confidently declared that in 1 decade from that time, I was going to be a designer working at a prestigious magazine from Hearst or Condé Nast. Fast forward almost 10 years later, the pandemic struck, and I found myself in unfamiliar territory. I had been laid off from my first real full-time designer job, a role that I had landed after leaving my last job of 9 years, and then I lost this job after only 1 year. It was my first time being unemployed, and I began to panic. I actually recall when it happened, I saw the time on the clock was 11:11 a.m. when the HR director was letting me go on a Zoom call. And I was like, okay, this clearly means something important. So while he was talking to me, in the middle of him laying me off, I was already on LinkedIn applying to every job for design that I could. Because as I said, I was panicking, right? So my primary concern was to find employment. I didn't really care if it was a low salary. I just wanted a job badly. Then something extraordinary happened. I stumbled upon a job opening from one of my dream companies, Hearst, on one of their publications. So despite the job being unconventional and offering a salary that was 20 grand lower than my original salary from other roles, I couldn't help but think, maybe this is my moment, one that I've been waiting for. It was a leap of faith. And I rationalized that with the combined income from this job and my freelance work that I was doing for other companies or clients, I'd be okay financially. I'd be stable, although I'd be exhausted. The interview process was arduous, involving multiple rounds of interviews and a design test that lasted until the new year. It was a grueling process, but I persevered, fueled by my belief that this was my dream job. However, life had other plans. So just days before my layoff, I received a cancer diagnosis that left me shaken. This pivotal moment led me to prayer and meditation, which ignited my first spiritual awakening. I began to utilize manifestation techniques to attract this dream job. And I yearned for it, despite the fact that deep down, I knew it didn't align with my true desires. So in January, I received the long-awaited news that I had been hired for the job that I had manifested on 1/11. And I celebrated the achievement with friends and family, sharing my pride in landing my dream job right on schedule of my 10-year goal. But the joy quickly turned to disillusionment. I despised every aspect of this job, feeling like I couldn't breathe under the pressure. My boss was very critical, and it weighed heavily on me. And his desire for me to design in his image rather than my own, left me questioning my own abilities. So one day I reached a breaking point after pouring my heart into a design, only to have it once again rejected. I went to bed in tears. The next day, I woke up with crushing chest pains, dreading another day of emails from my boss. I can still hear the Teams pinging sound to this day, haunting me. Unable to bear it any longer, I called in sick. And the next day, I resigned, effective immediately. I had waited 10 years for this opportunity, only to quit after 5 months with no plan and no notice. But 2 months later, I launched my own company, the Design Database, a safe haven and creative platform for female creatives and non-binary creatives who had, like me, been stifled by the corporate world in seeking to reignite their passion for creating art. This, my friends, is a story of transformation, resilience, and the power of following one's true calling, even if that means facing fear and uncertainty head on. It is a reminder that sometimes the most courageous thing we can do is walk away from what no longer serves us and take a leap into the unknown. Thank you for joining me today on a new episode of Fearless Fridays. And know that life's twists and turns can lead us to the most unexpected and fulfilling destinations. So stay fearless, stay inspired, and stay tuned for a new episode on Monday as we celebrate the amazing women who are changing the world today, one fearless narrative at a time. And that is a wrap. Fearless Narratives airs every Monday, Wednesdays, and Friday. Thank you for joining us today. You have been an amazing audience, and we really love your support. So we also would love for you to give us a nice 5-star review. And until next time, stay fearless.